Hey and welcome to my channel. My name is Angelica, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about what I wish I knew before I started Airbnb. I've been an Airbnb host for over 3 years now and recently started hosting on VRBO as well. There's a lot of things that I wish I knew before I got started. So I've broken down the top 5 things that I've learned the hard way. So if you're someone who's thinking about getting started with Airbnb or just getting started with Airbnb, I'm going to be going over some things that I wish I knew that it took me some time to figure out. So let's go over exactly what I wish I knew before I started hosting. Lesson number 1 is going to be that this is not passive income. I have had to break so much sweat in cleaning my listings, setting up my listings. I live in New England, so there are different things that I have to do during the year when it's warmer, when it's colder. There's a lot of maintenance. There are guests that you have to respond to. There are supplies that you have to continuously be buying. There's inventory. There's so many things that you have to do, and eventually as time goes on, you will maybe and hopefully outsource a lot of these things, but when you're first getting started, a lot of it is all free labor, and it's not necessarily free. It's sweat and tears and blood and energy and patience that comes with getting this started. So after some time, you can definitely start to outsource, like hiring cleaning crews, hiring maintenance, maybe hiring a managing company so that they can stay in communication with your guests. But overall, that takes time. So at first, definitely not passive income, but as time goes on, it can be more hands-off. Lesson number 2, and this one should have been lesson number 1, and that's guests do not read. When I first started hosting, I put myself in the guest shoes and thought of all the questions I would have, all the things I would need to know if I wasn't familiar with the place, and what are things that I want in addition to that aren't normal, and I've added them to my stay. I send out informative messages to all of my guests. They're scheduled to be sent out at certain times, and I still have guests reaching out to me, asking me questions to the thing that I just sent them. I cannot tell you how often a guest will reach out to me asking me what the code is after I've just texted them the code. It is very frustrating. It is very annoying. It is very... I don't know what word to give it. It's just a lesson. It's something that I've learned. It's something that continues till this day. Just to give you an example of that, I provide photos of not only the inside but the outside of the stay. I have a parking lot and I provide photos, and I highlighted areas and written out instruction word for word. And when I tell you people do not park in the correct area, I'm sending them pictures. They're not looking at the pictures. I don't know what it is, but guests do not read. So please understand that as much information that you will provide, you will still have guests reaching out to you asking the same thing that you just told them. It's this gotta be my favorite lesson. I gotta tell you now. Lesson number 2, hands down my favorite lesson, because boy. Moving on to lesson number 3, this is going to be design and photos. Now, photos can make or break your listing. Lighting is so important. When it comes to taking photos of your listing, I would definitely recommend taking a look at the weather and seeing what is the sunniest day that you have coming up. Open up the windows, get in that natural light, and taking a step back from just the photos themselves, but the design. I've recently started putting a little bit more effort into the decor in both of my stays. I've been posting a lot of shorts on that recently as well, so if that's something that you're interested in learning more about, I definitely recommend taking a look there. When it comes to the design, you want to make sure that you're being intentful. You don't just want to put something up just to cover the wall, and you don't just want to put nothing and just have a room with a bed. When you're thinking about the photos and the design of the home, think about your clientele. Think about the guests that you are going to be having. What are they into? What is the type of design that is most suited for those types of people. These are the different ways that you want to start thinking when you're designing your Airbnb, when you're taking photos of your Airbnb. Of course, as time goes on, you can definitely add more decor and change things. Some of my other videos, I emphasize how important it is to just start, to just do it, get started, and worry about the other things as time goes on. So I don't want to make you think that you have to have these lavishing decor and photos when you're first getting started. However, as time goes on, it's definitely something that you want to make sure that you pay attention to, and at the very least have very simple things, very simple decor. Simple welcome sign even would be really nice, just to show some of the effort. The little things really go so far when it comes to guests and just making their experience a little bit more unique. Lesson number 4 is going to be pricing strategy. When it comes to the pricing strategy, it can be so easy just to simply put in one nightly rate for every single night. You don't want to do that, right? We want to make sure that we're maximizing all opportunities. Particularly, an easy giveaway is weekends are typically your busier time of the week. Monday through Friday, not so much. Saturday and Sunday are typically the busier days when it comes to hosting. Right off the bat, definitely recommend that when it comes to weekends, wanting to make sure that you take advantage of those opportunities. When we're thinking about the pricing strategy, you want to make sure that you're taking a look at the events around you. Once again, who are your guests? Who is your clientele? What are they coming to that area for? What and how can you help them? I also recently posted a video talking about an experience I had with guests that were coming to my stay for a month long. I had maybe about 6 different guests who were coming in the month of May during different time periods, but were literally all there for graduation. And the majority of them were all the parents of the graduates. So that's, for an example, an opportunity. I saw an opportunity, and so I decided that I was going to have some special decor around the house surrounded around graduation. These are different ways that you want to start thinking about your business when you're thinking about the pricing strategy, because when you're creating a unique experience, you're much more likely for guests to want to come to you, right? Because it's something that you're offering that no one else is offering. That also allows leverage on your side, right? To also increase your pricing. So there's so many different things that come into place when it comes to the pricing strategy. I definitely recommend using something like Price Labs that offers dynamic pricing, even if it's just for a month or two, just so you can kind of have a better idea as to what fluctuations are looking like from the lowest to the highest nightly rate. What are people in your area charging? All of these different things are going to come into place when you're thinking about your pricing strategy. So don't be afraid to play around. And lesson number 5 is going to be reviews happen. So I have been a super host my entire time that I've been on the platform. I think it requires about 3 months for you to be on the platform with X different types of criteria that you need to meet. After my first 3 months, I met the criteria and have been a super host ever since. That being said, I have over 100 reviews, and all but 2 are 5-star reviews. I have, make numbers easy. If I have 100 reviews, I have 98 5-star reviews and 2 4-star reviews. You may think to yourself, 4 stars is not that bad, and it's not, but I do aim to provide a 5-star experience. So anytime I get anything less than a 5-star, it can be hard at first, especially when you take pride in your business. It can be hard when you're first getting anything less than a 5-star. However, I think that it's important that we take the time to really pay attention to why it is that this guest felt as though it was less than a 5-star experience. Just to share a recent story, I did have a guest who rated me 4 stars. To be fair, he did leave me a very detailed, private response, letting me know exactly kind of why he felt as though it was a 4-star. And based off of his response, based off of his experience, I can understand why he felt as though it was a 4-star. Most of the time when you look at these reviews that are less than perfect, you really have to look at it with an open heart, an open mind, and be willing to take the feedback. Yeah, it sucks, and we want to have a great 5-star streak. These things happen for a reason. The best way to go about these types of reviews is seeing it as an opportunity. When my more recent guest left me that 4-star review, he provided opportunity for me to provide a better experience. There were a few things that he did not enjoy, and I respect that. I respect the honesty in that. And at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to satisfy everybody. You want to make sure that we're satisfying the majority. And when we fall short, we own up to that, take accountability, and try to be better for the next one. That being said, just be mindful. After you host for so long, it's inevitable that you will get something less than a 5-star. And when you do, just make sure that you're mindful. If the guest is not as kind as the guest that I had and did not leave a detailed response, I would definitely recommend you reaching out to them. Can't hurt, and say, hey, I really am grateful for the opportunity of hosting you. I noticed that you left a less than 5-star review. I'm always open to taking feedback and looking for different ways to improve the experience that I'm providing. Can you please share with me what are some things that you feel as though would have made this a 5-star? Something simple along those lines. It does not hurt. Worst scenario, they don't respond to you, right? That you've already had them as a guest, they don't come back. Like after that, the worst is over with. So, and just some food for thought, just some bonuses that I wanted to mention as well. There's a lot of back and forth between some hosts on whether short-term or long-term stays are beneficial. And I'm here to tell you that I've had short-term, mid-term, and as long as 6 months. And I would say I don't necessarily have a preference. I think that when you're having long-term guests, it does obviously allow you the certainty that you're going to be getting that income. But when you have short-term guests, you also have the ability to make more money. So it's really a push and pull. At the end of the day, I think that as long as the business is running well, it personally does not matter to me. So that's all of the things that I wish I knew before I started. And when I tell you I could have just saved so many headaches if someone would have said that. So hopefully I prevent a couple of headaches for you, and hopefully I prepared you for a few things that are to come ahead for you as an Airbnb host. So if you have any specific questions regarding Airbnb or hosting, please leave them in the comment section below. I will be more than happy to answer them or even make a video if it's something that's a hot topic. So as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. I have videos dropping every single Wednesday, so make sure you hit the alerts notification so that you can get notified once I release them so that you can stay up to date. And until next time.